please let us know in the comments if we can be seen and if we can be heard. There's a bunch of comments already in here, so a shout out to Bad Riders. Also, a welcome to Bad Riders for joining us on the chat. He's either just to the left or just to the right of me. I'm not sure. And we're going to hang out here for approximately, I don't know, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. We'll just see how it flows. And if you are watching this as a playback after the fact, thank you. I love you almost as much as the people that are actually here for the chat.
I'm one of the people that likes to watch it back, Chuck. So
nice.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't already, I'd appreciate you whacking that like button. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and let's get into it. So, just having a look, we've got a bunch of comments from you, Adam, and
Someone's got to keep the chat alive.
keeping it going while I was at the fair. And that's where I'm coming to you from, actually. So I'm sitting actually in my car just outside of the Adaminaby Easter Fair, where I'm eating this
Potato sword.
This sweet potato sword that is covered in more chicken salt than I think I've consumed in my whole life so far. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm calling it the heart disease weapon. Because honestly, that's all I see when I look at it.
It is. It's quite interesting to. It's actually pretty messy to eat, but it's very tasty. Clayton Dawson says the big trout. Actually, there's a tree in the way, but the big trout is like literally about, I don't know, 200 meters away from where I am right now. Maybe we'll walk over there later. YouTube's telling me I got 4 likes, 2 people watching, and
I've got 5 likes on my end, Chuck.
There's always it doesn't ever count. I think the one that I put on the video, so on my screen, but it will count on yours. So I think there's always a 1 difference. But Robert Robert Fowler wants to know if Chuck's coffee has kicked in, and it's been a couple of hours.
I was going to say, is that the one that you spat up with Kevin's joke earlier about the didgeridoo?
Oh yeah, that was that was actually pretty good. I was making my coffee during Kevin's live stream because if you're watching from the USA, Snowboard Pro Camp goes live on Friday evenings, which is like Saturday morning, Friday afternoon, just Saturday morning for us here in Australia. So I'm just gonna. Oh no, I'm not too far from the bottom of the chat, so I just want to make sure I haven't missed anyone that's here. So I'll say hi to Robert Fowler, which has been nice sparring with you guys this morning about Apple product. That's really makes me laugh. And I guess the format for this, we'll just follow the chat and and like see where the convo takes us. The only things I really wanted to talk about was the fact that it's Easter and El Stacker is in the chat for sure. I was just chatting with El Stacker before. Hey, El Stacker, are you jealous that that you're not live? But are you going to have someone go live with you? He says, hey, no fair. You're live with Chuck, not me. So are you going to go live? Is Adam going to go live with El Stacker as well? Or is El Stacker going to find another person to go live with? I'll go live with you if I'm in Soul Reception.
I want to see Luke go live with El Stacker.
Luke Hayes, that would be quite the thing. I reckon Luke may join us in the chat today. I'm not sure, but I think he is working today, and he normally does like stop in. We've got LH Cool Breeze. He says Yoda El Stacker.
I see Adventure Carlo's in the chat as well.
Oh, is he? I didn't see that. Hey, Carlo. Sorry if I missed your comment. Oh yeah, there he is. Yo, Bad Riders, he says.
Yo.
We've got Shadow in the chat. Shadow. Shadow bought himself some Burton snowboard bindings. So yeah,
Nice.
so it is. And happy Easter to everyone.
Yeah,
So
happy Easter, guys.
I'm guessing in the United States it's kind of Good Friday at the moment. It's Easter Saturday here in Australia, and I decided to go to the mountains to hang out and escape life. And
That Newcastle grind.
the Newcastle grind. Well, ever since I got back from the United States, um, I've just been grinding pretty hard. I've got a lot of bills to pay and some money to pay off, and actually some money to chase and get off people. But that's another story. um,
Chuck the debt collector.
the Chuck is broke right now, but actually I'm worse than broke. I'm negative in money, but still I'm
Ooh.
traveling because I want to, and you always need to reset your soul. And I have an annual tradition that I like to walk to the very highest point in Australia, and then be sore for 3 days after it, at least once every year. So that's going to go down probably on what's going to be Easter Monday here and Sunday in the United States.
I was going to
So,
say, you'd probably be at the point where you could probably one wheel up to the highest point.
oh no way, no, the one wheel ain't making it. It's not any of my one wheels because they wouldn't. It's pretty. It's I think it's a higher grade. I think that it could make it on the terrain. It's just kind of like a walking trail. Um, it's not paved or anything, but I think they wouldn't make it in range. Like the return journey, the shortest distance is 25 kilometers. I think it took me last time when I strived it.
Yo, Shadow bought step-ons.
Oh,
Let's
did he
go.
now? The step-on gang is increasing in number.
Yeah, welcome to the step-on gang. Chuck, you got to
Mhm.
join us one day.
Cool Breeze has got the Cartel X.
Yeah.
I did used
How
to
do you
have
find the stiff? I was going to say, how does he find the stiffness with the Cartel X's?
Mm.
Because that's something I've been toying with, particularly for my Orca, which is just over my shoulder here.
Is that you know more about tech than me? I'm assuming that's a new model on Burton's line.
It is. It is. It's a step up. It's taking the base plate construction from the Genesis and bringing it to the Cartels with the Cartel high back. Pretty cool.
I
Man,
know
you're smashing those potatoes.
I'm regretting that I didn't eat them all, eat the whole thing before coming on the live stream. But
I think you're really just secretly doing it to make El Stacker jealous.
I kind of
Let's
wanted
be
it as a
honest.
prop, and I know that El Stack is going to be jealous for sure. That it was part of it, 100%.
And Robert Fowler's in the chat. What's up, Robert?
Yeah. He's been hanging out here. He comes to most of these live streams. Um, and
Why
actually,
would you go to New Zealand and it's such a great time to snowboard in Australia, Robert?
yeah, no, he loves New Zealand, and we've had this debate on live streams and in private text chat groups many times. And the short version is that where Robert Fowler lives in Australia, it is easier and
To
cheaper
get to New Zealand.
to get to New Zealand than what it is to get to resorts in Australia, because none of the resorts in Australia are actually near airports. We were just discussing that this morning, um, which means that you got to drive like a long way, and that kind of really makes it not as accessible for some people. Whereas, I mean, it's still a long ass drive for me, but I can get to Perisher way cheaper and easier than, oh, maybe not easier, because I'm pretty sure there's direct flights from Newcastle to Queenstown. But definitely I can do it cheaper driving.
I was going to say the next question I have, sort of following on from that, would be, what do you think would be the closest snow resort in Australia to an airport?
Probably got. Would it be Bor? Or actually, isn't there a um crappy little resort like in Hobart or something? It'd either be there, or I'm pretty sure there's this place that they blow snow just for like snow play. That's about an hour away from Canberra, so that could be a contender.
Same thing down here. Like they've got a couple of like just snowplay mountains which are relatively close in the Dandenong regions, but I think we should clarify our stipulations on this one. But I think to go snowboarding, like what do you think would be the closest? Ball Bor is pretty close. Like it's only about an hour and a half out of Melbourne.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's basically it's a smaller mountain than Selwyn.
But that would have to be the closest. Other than that, I would say that from Melbourne Airport to Bulla is around about the same as what it is from Sydney to Perisher. So, and as I don't know if you guys can't see this, but there's a dude who's backing up just behind me, and he's driving. I wonder if I can flip it. I definitely can flip it.
Is it? Could it be?
This guy's driving away in the Tundra. That's literally.
Is that a Tundra or is that a Ram?
No, it's a Tundra. I need to flip it back. No, that's definitely a Tundra. I sent a photo
we got the Jimny
to El Stacker
Jimny
earlier from the Tundra. But yeah, no, Luke Hayes told me while we were on the trip that they were going to start selling Tundras here in Australia. They must already be doing it because literally that dude was just driving one out here in Adaminaby in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty sure I told Luke Hayes, I'm like, dude, the Tundras are getting dropped this year in Australia.
We got to get onto some comments. Robert Fowler,
I was going to say,
he's just dropping it in there that he's going to Queenstown in August, late and early September. I do want to go to New Zealand, but I don't know if this year is going to be the year. Just purely from a budgetary standpoint, for me anyway. What do you think, Bad Riders?
I don't know if New Zealand's on the cards, but like I said, I think I said this on your one of your live streams when you're in America. I want my first passport stamp to be a Canadian one.
Oh, a Canadian one. Okay. Yeah. There's a good chance that the next international trip will at least include Canada.
Yeah.
But I think that passport stamp would have to be
it's probably going to be a stopover first somewhere.
You've got to go through other countries to get. Although, you've got to go. There's no way you can get to. Well, you could go direct, I guess, to somewhere in Canada.
If I can afford it, I'm doing a direct flight. I'm not going through what you went through, mate.
I don't know. I think that's just me though. Like, I have issues with traveling every time I try to do it. So I don't think that's just a travel thing. I think it's just a Chuck thing. So just don't travel with me, and everything will be has a better chance of being smooth.
Oh yeah. Okay. So meet you in the US.
El Stacker, I did get the chicken salt. Have a look at it. Have a look at how much of it is on.
He has overdosed on chicken salt. I saw that comment before. I was just like, dude, if you only knew how much chicken salt was on that thing.
It's a lot of chicken salt, eh? It's going everywhere in the Jimmy too.
When does Bogus close, El Stacker?
El Stacker can answer, but I'm pretty sure it's something like it's mid-April, or maybe like it's got to be getting close. I think it's maybe like the 14th or 15th of April. They need to give it back to the forest.
Yeah, I was going to say if they want to go snowboarding, they just got to go out to Tahoe with the amount of snow those guys have out there.
Yeah, Tahoe. I was joking yesterday at Tahoe. I reckon they're going to be riding until August. They're probably still getting powder.
Jeez. May 6th, so almost Star Wars Day.
Oh, it is
Grogu's
too.
closes.
We did we miss it? Oh no, it's not May yet.
No, we're still in April, Chuck. It's Easter.
LH Coolbreed says had a sick powder day on Wednesday. Hope to post a video. If you post a video, I will watch it. Actually, there's a couple of videos of yours I need to catch up on. A couple of videos of everyone's I need to catch up on personally, but
Chuck's been slacking on the stacking of the clips.
I've been stacking plenty of clips. No, I mean watching videos. But I've got a hard drive full of clips. I've got several hard drives full of clips. I think Shadow's waiting until later on to try the Burton Step-ons. Ben Lamond in Tasmania. I believe that's what Robert Fowler is claiming.
Robert Fowler said.
The closest resort?
The closest one.
Is that the closest resort to an airport in Australia?
Is that is that a resort that you can ride at, or is that just like a snow play resort? Sure. I haven't heard of many.
I know that there's at least one that you can sort of ride at.
There's I know that they do cross-country skiing at Ben Lomond. I don't know if there's any sort of actual runs or anything like that.
El Stacker, these lives are so cool. I agree. Adventurer Carlo wants to be on one, and maybe you can be. Maybe you should be on one with me. We need Carlo on the live, says El Stacker. I agree.
Coolbreeze claiming the 16th.
He's also claiming a 2017 Tundra that he has.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's so much.
Suffering from potato. I was going to say you're suffering from potato overdose right now.
There's so much chicken salt.
It's all down the bottom too.
It's getting everywhere. The seat's just getting smoked. I need to be doing this outside. Wonder how I can do that.
I think if you have your earbuds in, they might be able to make it work.
Yeah. No. We'll be here for a bit.
Yeah.
I need to get more charge on my phone. That's why we're in the car. My original plan was to be walking around at the fair, but yeah, my phone will probably die if I do that. I'm making El Stacker hungry. Well, I need to continue doing what I'm doing then, don't I? Wonder if I can.
They need to have an emoji for potato swords.
That would be a good emoji to have.
Yeah. I'm going to throw some French fries in the chat, just because.
Yeah, let's get something in the chat.
Yeah. How's it going, Clayton? AK 20.
Is Clayton Dawson in the chat, is he?
He is. He's down the very bottom.
It's who we need. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys can see the amount of salt that's on here.
I saw a shower go off. I'm not sure if that was salt or Jesus. Oh God. Heart disease, mate.
It's just going everywhere.
That's what got Lance Reddick last week. Overindulgence of salt. Oh my God.
Adam, I need you to handle some of these comments.
Yeah, all right. Clayton Dawson.
What's going on here?
Yeah. 20's gone, never too much salt, and I do not agree with that statement at all. What Chuck is indulging in him right now is way too much salt. And yeah, what's going on with all the video, Stacker? You've gone quiet on your channel, mate. I've been hanging out for some of your drops, and there's just been nothing. All's quiet. And yeah, I think El Stacker on his Sunday night live stream needs to get Carlo in on it. That should be a good live stream. Oh, all right. So I'm at the bottom of the chat.
Okay,
What else have we got?
we're back.
Chuck's back.
Who have we got?
20's claiming there's never too much salt, which I thoroughly disagree with.
Nah, I don't. It's the same argument with the cheese balls. You know,
Yeah.
you can. You would think that you could never have too many cheese balls, but then you see way too many cheese balls, and you try to eat way too many cheese balls, and you realize that there can be too many cheese balls.
I honestly think, judging by the reaction of Luke and Swanee from the trip, that they both have PTSD from the amount of cheese balls you guys had to consume.
Where's as recently as this morning, I'm still getting pictures from El Stacker of big piles of cheese balls.
Well, they're the ones lost inside the tundra.
No, they're still in the jar. Actually, they're from like Walmart has these displays. That's just a whole a whole wall of cheese balls. It's way too many cheese balls.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's a bit too much. Yo, Nate the Lifty's in the chat. How's it going, Nate?
Hey, Nate. It's good to see you, dude. So we're just getting back onto this mad experiment. I've invited my friend Adam onto the chat, otherwise known in YouTube as Bad Riders. He's the guy that keeps spamming all them French fries. And he's got a 2019 Orca just product placed in the background there.
Yeah, Orca Pod for life, mate. You got to join us.
Not that I've got anything against the Orca. Like everyone says, it's a good snowboard, but it's actually the same reason why I don't have an Apple phone. It's because back in the day, Apple came out, and everyone I knew went and got an iPhone. Yeah. So I went and got an Android phone.
Actually,
then
wasn't
the
it
Orca came out, and a heap of people went and bought the Orca and raved about how good it was. So I decided that I was not going to buy one.
I just keep flashing back to the day we first met on Bulla, because that was the board that I overtook you on.
So Nate the Lifty says that they went to Beaver Creek today, and actually when we were talking about the overrated resorts, Beaver Creek was not one of them that I was thinking. So there was a certain area that was discussed today where all of the resorts, some people claim, were overrated. Beaver Creek.
Some very controversial opinions in that conversation.
But Beaver Creek, I don't want to upset anyone in the chat, but Beaver Creek was really nice, and we went there twice, and we had a lot of fun both times. So Clayton Dawson has got the emoji of cheese, a soccer ball, and a baseball.
Cheese ball?
A cheese ball. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's a cheese ball reference. Gotcha. Now I'm glad that you thought of us, Nate. I hope you guys enjoy what's left of your season. I'm sure that up in Colorado there, you guys are like the resorts are staying open well into April, probably even May, wouldn't they? You guys have that.
Well, I'm sure didn't they get a bit of overflow from that storm system a few weeks ago? Well, when you guys were over there?
They get like a lot of snow. It's a lot of altitude. There's so much altitude there. Like I'm in the mountains now, and like it's nowhere near, like I think they're at least twice as high as where I am now.
But yeah, I'd like to test the chat a little bit, see if they can identify what boards are behind me.
Oh yeah.
Let's test some board knowledge and see if
I've already given one of them away.
Yeah.
Dude, your local mountain, says Elstack. I think he's talking to Nate the Lifty there. That Beaver Creek is his local mountain. Well, those guys, Nate and Damon, did hit us up with, when we were there, with a shortcut to get back to the car park, which we sort of got boned on at the end of the day, actually, because they showed us this area where apparently you can just ride all the way down to the car. But then the snow clearing came through and just got rid of all the snow out of that area, so we had to walk.
The secret track that wasn't a secret.
Yeah, it didn't stop Damon though. Damon's a mad skier, and he was just over the top of just like areas that I was like, no, we can't ride there. Nate's not a fan of the Orca either. There's a hot take in the chat right there. Adam loves his Orca.
Yeah, that C3 profile definitely does go down pretty nicely on a good powder day.
I mean, I'd have a go of yours, but I'm not going to buy one for me.
Dude, name a time and a place.
Um,
Any of the boards behind me, you can ride whenever you're ready.
Niseko 2025, the 25th of January.
All right. Not a day before.
Niseko in Hanazono. That's the day. I'll bring my boots.
Agree with it.
I'll bring my boots and bindings.
Nate, I agree with you there, mate. The Orca is not great on hard pack. My first day riding it, I was on a hard day. I was like, I need to just try it out, because apparently Kevin was raving about the magnet traction and the C3 profile on hard pack. Oh my god, that thing is so loose underfoot on hard pack. It is just nigh on uncontrollable.
See, that's a common complaint and a common issue with a lot of powder boards, is the ones that are designed to be deep. Like, what makes them good in those conditions also makes them awful on groomers. So it's hard to find a good compromise there. I think I've found a pretty good compromise actually in the open road after riding that Largo board. It's basically just a directional version of the double barrel, which is the twin snowboard that I ride, and it does okay.
Well, I think
in the
I was going to say that's
well.
also where we compensate with quivers and stuff like that. You know, like having more than one board for more than one use.
Yeah, there was a bit of that kind of in the chat on Snowboard Pro Camp's live stream this morning, actually, about I think there was a newbie that was like, I want a board that's good in powder, and I want a board that's good in that's good in the park. Like what board does that? And there's really no answer to that, because there isn't.
Yeah,
You've either got to have one or the other.
That's it. There's no trade. There's like one's going to have a trade off.
Yeah,
but I think you had the right sort of idea to sort of point him in the right direction with the true twin powder board.
Yeah,
powder twin.
If you've got a powder, like a really wide twin, then that could conceivably do both. But Nate the Lifty's in there, but I've not ridden the Burton Custom. I'll to be fair. But
isn't that a bit too soft to ride really well in powder though?
I thought that was pretty aggressive, the Burton. But
the Custom does, but it runs on the softer side of medium.
I don't think having a soft board is necessarily bad for powder. Depends on for everything. It depends on not just the snow quality, but what terrain you want to ride. Like if you're doing Jeremy Jones big mountain stuff, then yeah, you don't want a soft board. But if you're like just nipping off in the trees on a power day at your local, then I think you can get away with a softer powder board. You don't need something that's like mega aggressive all the time. But I tend to lean towards softer stuff anyway, and I know that not softer, but more like medium flexing, like in just about everything that I ride. So, and I know that Adam has a different point of view, or a different preference, I might say.
Yeah. What's my nickname in the DWCP? The Aussie Speed Demon.
Speed, yeah. And the stiffer things are board, boots, bindings, the more stable you're gonna feel when you're going fast. So I can see that. But then also, like, when you start getting if something goes wrong, it's gonna go really wrong.
I've got video of that. But no, it's
Nate says
sort of
don't
following
talk
up.
bad about Beaver Creek. I'm not talking, but I actually really like Beaver Creek. It's got a bit of everything. It was really big. Lots of nice little secret runs that you guys showed us. It was the snow clearing that annihilated the shortcut. That's what I was talking bad on.
Yeah, see, I like to ride on like Nate's just commented it like he likes a medium board, soft boot, stiff bindings, whereas I like to ride medium to stiff board, medium boots, and medium to stiff bindings. Like I like to ride. I like a lot of response from my stuff when I particularly if I'm going to be hooking it down a mountain run.
Yeah, I feel like it's all preference. I don't think I've found my perfect combination.
I think you have, Chuck.
Set up. I've found what I like, and once I find something that I like, I just want to stick with it because, like, if you learn to ride what you have, like if you keep changing, I want the thing that I'm changing to be my technique. If something's not working for me, then I need to figure out how to make it work. But if I'm changing or I'm writing a new binding or a new board like every week, then not that who can afford to have one for every week, or every day of the week. But
at the moment, at least, anyway.
yeah, like at the moment, you're my sponsor. Actually, can we talk about that for a moment? So on the way back, or just before I left to come back to Australia from the United States, I was talking about maybe getting some, I don't know, something to watch or something to do on the plane for when my laptop runs out of battery. And Adam over here was gracious enough and nice enough to add me to his family group with his YouTube Premium subscription so that I could download a few movies. And he has not rescinded that at this point, and I've been waiting for him to do that.
No, once you're in the family, you're in the family, Chuck. You're stuck there.
So until further notice, I'm gonna have to I'll have to start crediting Adam as one of my sponsors because I'm getting a YouTube Premium sponsorship right there. It's actually
you also got access to. I was going to say it's pretty handy, but you've also got access to YouTube Music, so use that.
I don't use that because I've got another music streaming platform, but but I might have a look into it. I don't know.
I've got 3 music streaming platforms, Chuck, so don't feel bad. If it's there, use it.
Yeah. No, I just again I'm happy with what I have. So who have we got out there? Let's get some I want everyone to, whoever's watching, if you get the opportunity, just throw a random emoji into the chat. Just have a look through the emojis and put one in there that best describes your mood.
Oh, that's definitely not me then.
What are we talking about? So I also got some donuts while I was on my way back from all the fair stalls. One of which was for Mount Selwyn. So I'm looking for bad riders. That's a good emoji. Can you describe for me what your is Bad Rider still there or have we lost him?
Yeah, no, I'm back. I think I'm back. Am I back?
You are back. I can see you again now.
All right. So, yeah, no, I just had someone just tried to call me.
Describe your emoji. What is that? Is that like the nerd face? It's got like a mustache and stuff?
It's got a yeah, it's got like those old fake glasses and stuff you get with the like it's like it's part of your disguise thing, like with the mustache, the glasses. Yeah.
Are you looking up something on your phone?
No, I'm back in the chat. I'm actually sitting here looking at the chat right now. But let me just,
because I need to screenshot this right now.
There we go.
I don't know if I got it, but yeah, your face was frozen for a moment. It was actually a really funny face.
Robert Fowler's just put snowboarding emoji, toilet emoji, burger emoji. So
Seems your internet must be a fair bit quicker than mine because I think you're getting the comments before I am. But then again, you're close to a major city, and I'm up in the middle of nowhere.
I've had many arguments, particularly considering the industry I now work in, that my internet set up is pretty schmick. So yeah,
Pretty spot on.
someone's got to have fast internet in this country.
Yeah.
But
As
yeah,
long as it works, I don't really have much of a problem with it. So, what are your plans for this season, sir? Do you have any trips planned, Mister Adam Bad Riders, or what?
yes, I do. So I've got my Epic Pass has been sorted out, so that's good to go. I honestly think Epic needs to send me a free pass for the amount of like season passes I've sold this year for them. But they I've got a bunch of friends of mine that are organising a trip for basically a week at the end of August into September to go to Falls Creek.
Falls Creek. That's when Robert Fowler is going to be in Queenstown.
It's town, yeah. I think that's sort of why he threw a little bit of shade at me just before. But um, yeah, so that's on the books. I want to do a trip up to Perisher to see you guys because
Yeah,
T-bar life.
we've
But
we've got to get that one in the books.
yeah,
You
that
did
one is. I need
you've
to come
done
along.
T-bars. You'll be all good.
Yeah, and one thing I particularly tried to focus on, particularly towards the end of the season, was like those more sort of pull lifts, like pommers, T-bars, all that sort of stuff. So getting used to that, riding a board that I feel comfortable doing it with, and yeah. So
Yeah,
I think I'm ready.
I
I'm
feel
probably gonna
like
eat. I'm gonna eat it so hard. Get on
I,
it.
I feel like that one that I saw you do. I think it might have been like a pommer lift or something at Falls Creek, or was that a T-bar? I can't remember which, but
No, it was a pommer.
uh, pommer. Yeah, I think
That
like
was
those, like knowing that lift and knowing like how difficult the terrain is and how uncomfortable those style of lifts are to ride. So I've got one like that at Selwyn. It's just not on as gnarly a terrain. I feel
mhm.
like you'll be fine if you can get up that without stacking it. Then I think you'll be good at
Yeah.
Perisher.
Plus, so I got to. That's like my sort of goal, basically, trip wise. Maybe do a triple two to Bulla. Maybe, given
Mm.
my comments today, that may or may not happen. But um, yeah, Bulla. I think I want to get back to Hotham as well. And one thing I'm pushing, and even with Kev saying that he wants to sort of come down to, sorry, got to moderate. Yeah, Kev's saying that he wants to come down south. I want to try and sort of get him in the loop and organise a trip with him up to either Falls Creek or Hotham.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I know he always never says no. But I don't know. Will we see? Will we see the big dog here, SBC in Australia this season? I don't know. We'll see. I think
He seems pretty intent on it. Like after his camp in July, he doesn't really have something sort of planned. So, and
mm,
Australia's a safe bet with that sort of when it comes to that sort of stuff because he's got a good group that he could come ride with, particularly now that he's ridden with you guys quite a fair bit. So
I'll believe it when I'll believe it when I see it. Is
you'll
what I'm
believe it when
saying.
you'll believe it when he sends me
When
an
I see
Instagram
him
message from the airport.
landing in Sydney and he's like, "Hey Chuck, let's go ride." That's when I'll believe it. But no, I feel like he did do New Zealand last year, and he knows he's got a bunch of followers down here. So you never know. Maybe he'll come.
Maybe. So, what are
Mm.
your plans, Chuck? Because I know that obviously finances are tight, but you've got your season pass sorted. So,
Yeah,
Perisher,
yeah. I'll be doing a bunch of I want to hit a perisher at least every month of the season. So I'll be doing probably like a week at a time. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing much outside of perisher though. I'm currently debating whether I'm going to rebuy the Mountain Collective Pass. So that'll give me some days at Threadbow, and also open some options for going back to Niseko. I'm also going to be having a look at the Icon Pass and seeing if that's actually worth buying or not for me. But yeah, definitely a lot of perisher, and we'll see what happens. As trips pop up. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to be shelling out cash for flights to New Zealand or anything like that this year. I really want to kind of just do some local stuff, and actually kind of maybe lie low a little bit um, this Aussie season, unless of course we get some big visitors. But yeah, I think most of what I'm going to be doing is just trying to get myself in a position um, where I can do the next big major trip overseas. So
Mm.
that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
Well, especially because like we've had, what was it? Especially post COVID, we've had 2 seasons where we've sort of just been able to sort of ride here in Australia. So
Mm.
yeah, I can.
It's been a couple of good seasons actually,
Mm,
over here. Hasn't been like record breaking snow, but it definitely, like, when I think back to uh 2018, 2019, um they weren't good snow years for Australia. So I'm hoping
no,
that we have a year that's similar to maybe last year. Um,
especially that
and
early opening last year, like that was crazy.
it was, and I feel like the resorts, especially Perisher, maybe not so busy this year.
Mm,
With Selwyn reopening, maybe we'll distribute people out a little bit more, and that's more of a family destination. So you had a lot of people that were like snow tourists that were going to Perisher just to build snow men and
which is
toboggan.
that's an expensive snowman to build.
So, well, they weren't buying lift passes. They weren't.
No,
Um, they weren't like in the restaurants or anything. Or maybe they were at Front Valley, but where they were was taking up places in the car in the parking lot.
yeah,
So and there was a lot of them, and that was. I mean, the mountain was busy, but getting a park was pretty nuts last year.
mm,
Um, we like where I stay is out here at Adaminaby, and it's about an hour drive from Jindabyne. So, and then there's another maybe 40 minutes drive to Perisher or Threadbow from there. So, depending on the snow conditions and whatnot. So we were leaving at, like, getting up at 5, 6 a.m. Just to get a spot, not even in the main car park. So,
but no, that's
uh,
crazy.
last year, which was pretty nuts. And you don't really, hopefully, when you come visit, and we've got to coordinate a time offline when that's going to be.
Mm,
Uh, but yeah, the what was I going to say? I was just saying, yeah. Whenever we do that, you'll see Parish's car park is not small. It's actually it's
pretty
probably
big.
it's big. It's way bigger than any of the Victorian resorts. Actually, I mean the Victorian ones.
That's not hard to do, Chuck.
It's a different setup though. Yeah, the I was actually quite surprised when I went to Falls about how small their parking lot is, but it's a lot smaller resort than Perisher too. So in terms of the amount of, like, I guess there's acres that it takes up.
I think out of the two though, Hotham probably has to have the strangest like parking setup.
So it's interesting, where you've got to kind of go right down the bottom and get the bus up.
Hmm.
The Hotham is a very unique. I've never seen any resort kind of set out the way that Hotham is. It's difficult to even describe actually,
Yeah,
but
it's hard to sort of articulate what it actually
yeah,
is.
yeah. So
Okay, so we got a couple of comments here, Chuck.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. It was
Yeah,
like if no one's talking in the chat, then we'll just talk to
we'll keep
ourselves.
going.
Yeah, yeah. Carlo says that he wish he made it on Chairlift Chats with Chuck. We never did film one, did we? It was the amount of time that I was in the States. I was thinking that I was going to have more days riding with Carlo, but I think we only saw each other once, and it wasn't even um, at Bogus Basin. So um, we'll have to put that. That's going to be on the list for the next time I come to Idaho. Let's
I'm
do a
with Chuck.
chairlift
I'm
chat.
with Carlo though. I need a chairlift chats with Chuck episode 2.
Yeah, yeah. You can. Well, you come up to Perisher and we'll get
T-bar
one for
chats
you.
with Chuck. Let's go.
D-bar chats with Chuck.
Chats with Chuck.
Hey, hey, I'm down to film that.
Yeah,
So
we can do that. I'll make a theme
I'll
song for it too.
I've been I don't mind holding the camera while I'm on the T-bar. I do it all the time actually. While doubling someone on the T-bar, that'd be an interesting. I think I've
Yeah,
done that too actually.
yeah, like we didn't do too badly when you doubled me on the T-bar at Bulla, so
Yeah,
yeah,
I think we can do that for
we
sure.
can make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do we got? LH Kilbury saying getting a good parking spot is key. I
It really is though.
110%. Yeah, I really agree with that statement.
The sooner you can get to the lifts, the better. And like
Ooh.
a lot of the times, like last season, um, at Perisher, like because it's such a big car park, like it's I don't know if El Stack is still in the chat, but if you ask El Stacker how far we had to walk to get back to the car at Perisher versus what he does at Bogus,
Mm.
we're not even in the same ballpark. So it's you getting your warm up run in before you even got to the mountain.
All the cardio is done before you even set foot on a chairlift.
Yeah, yeah, you've already got your heart pumping when you're just carrying your snowboard, you know, a
Yeah.
mile and a half to get to the lift.
All right.
But
Robert
uh,
Fowler's come in with a good question too, Chuck, and I'm
yeah, what
interested
is
to hear
it?
your opinion. I've got mine, but
Hit me on
what's
it.
the most satisfying on mountain meal you've ever had in the middle of your snowboarding day?
Oh, that's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, Cool Breeze has got his. I can see with extra
that
cheeseburger with extra pickles. I
sounds pretty
love
good, actually.
Lindsay. I love that you're a pickle guy because so am
Yeah.
I. I
Yeah.
really am down. A lot of
I'm
people
a
are
fan.
throwing them things off the burger. I don't know, or trying to order it without pickles. Why?
They're
It's
not.
it's
They're the weird ones in this situation.
they're not loyalists. They're not traditionalists. But no, that is good because you raise a good question because I think the boys were getting
Ooh.
at some points they were getting. I guess they've just merged to my ways. Lockie and who else was the other guy? Luke.
Luke,
I forgot Luke K for a moment. Swanee and
the
Luke
other
and El
guy.
Stacker. Robert Bowers a pickle guy too. Love to see it. But
Yeah.
no, I don't usually eat on the mountain during the day. Like I don't bring snacks. I don't. I prefer to just ride and drink. Like to drink water for sure. But but no, I find that I don't know. I feel weird if I eat in the middle of the day while while I'm riding. Like after you get that like after lunch kind of like I don't know bogged down slowness and
Mm.
um so yeah I don't believe in drinking alcohol on the mountain. I don't believe in eating lunch either. But I have done it from time to time, and I think I think you can't go past Niseko. Or not just Niseko, but Japan. If you're snowboarding in Japan and you go into the lodge for lunch, then it's like you're not eating your typical kind of mountain food, which is like burgers and
Yeah.
soup and hot dogs and stuff like that. Like you go in, like if you go to the lodge in Hanazono, like you can't even get that stuff. You're like having a ramen or something, or some kind of noodle dish. I think that's got to be. I can't factor it down to one specific day, but that's got to have been probably my best lodge mid ride lunch has been at Niseko in Japan.
See, mine has to be. This is ironically a Bulla, but mine was actually a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Couldn't be a
had them.
real Philly cheesesteak.
No, it was not. Definitely not a real Philly cheesesteak. But Coolbreeze followed up his cheeseburger with extra pickles with chili and a sourdough bread roll, and now I'm thinking, oh, that sounds pretty good.
But chili in a
In a
sourdough bread bowl.
sourdough bread bowl, yeah, that would
I
be pretty
do.
good.
I'm not a huge chili guy. So and by chili he's talking about like the chili con carne, like with the beans and stuff. Not like hot chili, but the I like that in soup format. So if you give me
Mm.
like a soup in a bread bowl that you can eat afterwards and crack bits off the side and dip it in
So
there,
yeah,
that, that's heaven right there. Those cob roll things are really good too.
mm.
Uh, they should sell them on the mountain. I don't know any mountains that where you can get one of them, but you know the cob dip where you put the
Yeah, the
dip in the
cop,
middle
yes,
of the
with
bread.
yeah, that's pretty good too. Like with the cheesy bacon dip. Yeah, that's sweet.
Robert Fowler's saying that he's got to say for him, similar to mine actually, was a katsu curry. Katsu is not my favorite curry. I'd say like a ramen or something would be good for me. But yeah, no, I like that Japanese theme. And buy a hot mocha out of the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, thank you, Carlo, for listening to my music and liking it. Really appreciate that,
Yeah,
man.
we had yeah, but actually, if anyone doesn't know, like 90% of the music that you hear on my videos and actually a lot of Elstacker's videos as well, is produced by this guy right here that's also on the screen with me right now. And it's produced, I think, mostly in the room that he's sitting in right now. Am I
Yep,
right?
from this very chair. Except if you hear guitars and yeah. Cheers, Chuck.
We're both drinking soda. There's some product placement, and actually, this is actually I picked this one on purpose for my American viewers who, if any of them are watching right now that aren't live, I know we've got Carlo and we've got LH Cool Breeze. So both of you guys from the States. So in Australia, um, so lemonade. If you ask for lemonade, you'll be very surprised because you will get a fizzy drink, a soda that tastes like Sprite, and that's what this is. And here's to prove it: this is a Schweppes lemonade, and I can assure you that it's a very bubbly Sprite tasting drink, or like it's sort of like 7 Up. More like this one's more like 7 Up than Sprite.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was in the memo stream last week. Kevin was drinking what was it, ginger ale, and he was asking about whether or not we have 7 Up in Australia. I'm like, yeah, we got 7 Up over here. It's
Yeah.
not just called lemonade.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Robert, I had a Philly cheesesteak at the Cattleman's Bar at the bottom of Burke Street in Mount Buller. That was on a 3-day trip I did with some friends back in 2015. And oh man, I was hungover that day, and geez, that thing went down so good.
Next time I'm at Buller, I'll have to try that
We'll see.
because
Yeah, see if they still have it on their menu there.
I can compare it to like a real Philly cheesesteak that I got from Philadelphia. Um, so, which was, it might be a hot take, but was actually pretty underwhelming. I'd rather a kebab any day of the week.
That's something that they need to have up on the mountain. Actually, one thing I wanted to talk about, particularly around food, was on our last Buller trip. You and Swanee had the fireball lattes, was it?
Oh yeah, actually, that I've got to say, I forgot about that. So that actually was, if to answer Robert, I know it's not a meal per se, but yeah, the at Mount Buller, it's probably one of the it's probably one of the funnest times I had at Buller. Actually, I did this this run that actually had nowhere near enough snow in it for the amount of well, for the
That was
difficulty
probably
of
the.
it.
I was going to say that was probably one of the busiest runs on the mountain we went down when we went down too.
Oh, and I didn't even go down that way. I went down like the double black way, and there were like just people everywhere stacking it.
Mm.
It was so it was a, it would have been a good steep run if there was snow in it, but it was like all mogled, and the moguls had gone like all like hard, so people were just like people were ejecting out of their skis, and skis were like flying down the run. There were just people that shouldn't have been in there. It was nuts, and there was this gnarly little like cat track that was like a one of those bike like a mountain biking path to get out of there, and that's how I found that little cantina in this little weird part on it's not even the back side, it's sort of the front side, but the side of Buller's a really odd mountain in some ways. But anyway, there was this little like caravan down there that had fires set up, and they were selling these lattes that had shots of Fireball in them, and that was really good. I remember getting a cherry ripe chocolate bar and a Fireball mocha, and it was a good time. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
because
my story. I don't know if it was
yeah.
going anywhere, and
It's
I can
funny.
see that Luke Hayes has
Hey,
made it. I was actually Luke. I was saying at the beginning of this live stream that Luke often, even though I forgot your name earlier, strangely, um, for that was about 10 minutes ago.
yeah,
Even though I mentioned you at the beginning of this live stream, saying that Luke works today, I think. Why he's working on Easter Saturday, I don't know. Probably because he, like
penalty
me,
rates.
well, he penalty rates, and me, like me, he is probably broke as well after the trip that we had. But in any case, yeah, Luke. I said Luke would come probably at some point because he always checks in, and here he is.
Yeah,
Adventurer Carlo is saying good night. It
yeah.
is getting pretty late. I think it's got to be getting close to like 11 or something over or maybe even more. It's closer to midnight or something over in Boise in Mountain Time at least.
And the
So
Carlo also asked if I wrote him a theme song, which I have. I do have an interest song for you, Carlo. We need to organize for
Carlo
me to get
theme
that to
song.
you. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Um, but uh, but no, it's all good. It's good to have you in here, Luke. But yeah, the two of it, me and Adam has just been hanging out and chatting for now for a little while. Um,
Yeah, actually, seeing as there's a couple of the guys on my Discord server, have you guys checked out the new music I uploaded last night?
I know I haven't yet. Uh, I will later. Sorry, classic scenario. But I
Yeah.
saw them. I saw them coming through. I just haven't listened yet.
So
Ah,
no penalty rates just means he gets the June long weekend off to go to the snow. Now
sounds
that's
like a
planning ahead, Luke Hayes. That is
sounds
planning
like a
ahead.
sounds like a fair trade to me for
Yeah,
sure.
that's good.
Um, but no, it's good. Are you finished now? You'd be getting close, I would say. It's 3:30. And he's in the same time zone that we are.
Yeah, I mean, Christ, making him work on a Easter Saturday is hard enough, but making him do a full day on Easter Saturday.
Yeah,
Actually, how's the weather up where you are, Chuck?
it's
Because we
actually.
could.
I had yesterday. It was awful. I had the worst drive that it actually. So because I'm in the Jimny, so it was the longest it's ever taken me to get here yesterday, and I come to this place a lot. It took it's normally like Google says 6 hours from my house, but realistically you've got to stop a couple times. So it usually takes about 7 hours, 8 if you're really kind of being slow or you stop to have a meal or something. But it took me 9 hours yesterday.
Ooh,
Um, it was a combination of there was a traffic jam on the freeway on just past Sydney, and I was just sitting in just rolling traffic for like an hour, and then when I got to Canberra, it started absolutely flogging down rain, and it was flogging down the whole time. And of course, I left later than what I was going to, so I didn't get it. I was driving in the pouring down rain, um, in the dark, and it takes a bit longer to get to places when you're driving in the Jimny as well, because it's not the most powerful car.
I was going to say it's horribly underpowered.
It's very underpowered. So when you start going up the hills and the mountain, like you got to really uh, knock it back some gears, and even then you're still like kind of just crawling up. But the reason I've got the Jimny is I want the Jimny to be more of my snowfaring car this year, um, because
Yes.
it's going well. There's a couple of reasons for that. So if anyone's watching, YouTube tells me that only one person's watching right now. So I guess that's probably Luke. And if anyone is actually watching this far into an hour into the stream and still cares, then oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you,
Um,
guys. Thank you.
but just us drivel on. But no, there's a couple of big things that I'm going to say right now. The first is I think I've come to a decision, which is going to be a really tough decision. One I've been agonizing on over for a while now is I think I'm going to sell the van. I think the van's got to go. Which is
No.
Robert Fowler's still here. No, that's good. Chuck Van without a van seems like an odd concept and something that hasn't happened for a long time. But I've just there's too many cars and too many expenses. And when I got back from the States, I've been hit with so much registration and insurance on top of a credit card
Yeah.
bill that's still like nuts. So um, I own three cars. It's too many. It's too many. It's too much.
Mm.
Um, so I've got to consolidate that a little bit. And honestly, the van to get to the point where I sort of want it to be requires an investment of a lot more money than what has gone into it already, and I can still sell it for probably actually more now than what I bought it for, because I got a good deal on it, and I've done some mechanical work to it, and I can put some more money then into the Jimny.
Well,
Also,
I know a guy. I was going to say I know a guy that can help us fabricate a turbo setup for your Jimny.
yeah, it's going to destroy the engine though. So that's the
No,
um,
not if
so
we do it
the
right. If we do it right, it will be amazing.
But there's lots of options for the Jimny. I've had the car for I bought it new in 2015. So one of the reasons that I was coming down well, not the snow, but coming down to where I am now in the mountains was to test out the roof pod that I bought years ago. Um, and I put a snowboard bag in it with a bunch of stuff. Actually, it had some beers in it. It had some hoodies. I just filled it with just random things, and it was perfect that it flogged down rain on the trip down, because when I got to the destination, there's a little bit of rain got in, a little bit of wetness got in through there's holes in the bottom of the pod where you mount it to the roof rack,
Yeah.
but a little bit of moisture got in, but overwhelmingly it kept what was in there dry. And inside my old Rome snowboard bag, which is full of holes too, um, that thing it it did a really good job of keeping everything dry, and you can fit a fair bit on there. I think the load limit is like 75 kilos.
Oh yeah.
So you could fit two fully loaded snowboard bags up on the roof, keep all the gear relatively dry, and yeah. So, and the fact that the Jimny is a four-wheel drive, the van is not a four-wheel drive.
Mm.
Um, it's much better for driving in snow. It's economically, probably the van might have the slight edge there. because the
Yeah, but
Jimny
if you put I was going to say, if you put a turbo on that Jimny, that will probably solve the economy issue with your fuel consumption.
the turbo thing's not going to happen. But
it will happen, guys. I'm going to make sure it does.
There are some other things going on. I have ordered the aftermarket exhaust kit already. So that's
you're
going to
already
go
halfway
on.
there. You're already halfway there. Just put a turbo on, Chuck.
That's going on it. K&N air filter, new tires. Like there's a few things in the works, and a cruise control module. These are some of the things that are going to go in it. But I can't do all this stuff and do all these trips and still have 3 cars, and I need the other car because of my work. Yeah, the Jimny is going to become the snow car.
Well,
The
that
van,
and there's 2 closet vehicles you have in your garage that aren't getting used at the moment that probably deserve a little bit more attention.
that's true. Yeah. No, I need to put a battery in the Ninja, and the postie bike. There's a bit of work that needs to be done with that too. But yeah, it's there's just too much, and there's a whole bunch of things that I've got back home that I want to just get on Facebook Marketplace, and things that I need to sell just to consolidate my whole setup, because I've got too much going on to get around to everything. And the main problem with the van is not only just the investment that I need to put into it as well, but in reality, like I've got this camper up here at Adaminaby, this on-site caravan that I'm paying fees for on every year. So I don't really need a vehicle that I can sleep in, and that
No.
was fun back in the day. But I'm 39 years old. My van life days. I've got a mortgage. I don't think now is the time to be getting into that van life. Maybe in another 20 years when I'm a 60-year-old that wants to trek around the country or whatever. But no, I think that just uh, the smart move is to to go the Jimny. I really love this car too. So as much as it's really slow on the highway.
For now, it's slow on the highway for now. But I think we need to get into some comments, Chuck, because we've got a bit of a backlog here.
Oh, do we? Right. So I was
Yeah.
talking for a bit there. So what are
Yeah.
the? Let's go.
Let's start off.
Go ahead and read some. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
All
eat
right.
this
So,
donut right here.
go for it. Okay. So first comment is from Luke Hayes asking if I've been to Newcastle yet, and that answer is no. That
But
is on. That is. It's coming. It is coming. I'm booking my airfares this week. So
that was going to be
Thursday,
my next question. Have you booked your flight yet?
not yet, but that's happening on Thursday because new job pay cycles have sort of jumped around. So I haven't had any income in for like 3 weeks. So
Nice.
yeah, all finished. And then Luke Hayes follows up with all finished, boys. Finished about an hour and a half ago up on the coast at ESS talking to Mark. I hope you're at ESS talking to Mark about buying some new gear, Luke, because I'm sure that the trip to America may have highlighted that you may need some new gear.
Oh, so he's on his way up to the Sunny Coast now.
Yeah.
Sweet. No, Mark's awesome. He's actually the dude who owns ESS Board Store, and he's fitted me for boots before. Absolute legend. All the team up there at ESS are good. We'll when you come up, Adam will hit ESS in Jindy. So no, that's sweet, Luke.
Sweet. Yeah.
So
And then
what
Robert
do you
Fowler's still here.
tell us in the
Sorry.
chat? Sorry, Luke. Tell us in the
Yeah.
chat. What is it that you're trying to get? New boots or what?
Does Luke need new boots? Is that something that happened in America?
No, I don't think he needs new boots. But that's probably, of all the stuff in his kit, that's probably the thing that he's got that's the oldest, and
So,
that's what ESS are the specialists in, is boot fitting.
and we've got Robert Fowler. He's still here. He's watching us on his Apple TV. I hope I look good
Awesome.
I hope I look good on the widescreen.
Well, you're going to be in for a treat, I think, because on the big screen, I'm going to take, if while we're answering these comments, before we close out the live stream, and while I get my sunglasses, I'm going to take us to the Big Trout.
Sweet.
Because
While you're doing that,
the fair has ended, and all of the there's a whole paddock around me that was full of cars earlier, and they've all gone now.
And then Robert Fowler says he's just asked haircut ? I don't know if I think I need a haircut at this point.
Yeah, I think that's who he's. I think you're who he's talking about, Adam. Has to be.
And then Robert Fowler's gone. I did not expect the van to. Which I'm with you. I'm actually shocked because I thought if all the vehicles that were going to go, and especially the conversations we've had in the past, the one car that was going to go was probably the Suzuki. So
to be. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it enough and all my reasons, but yeah, there was a time when I thought that too, but things change.
Well, I mean, like versatility-wise, the Jimny certainly works for your lifestyle better because you take it down to the beach, you can take it to your, it just works. Not to mention, you've got a tow bar on that thing as well, don't you?
Oh yeah. And there's that too. It's I can't take the van on the beach.
No. So yeah, and actually talking about cars and stuff, I you know how I had my car accident while you were in America?
Yeah.
So insurance companies got back to me. It looks like it's going to be a total loss. So I'm getting a new car.
Nice. I mean, not nice because I know you love that Subaru, but are you going to get another Subaru?
No, I'm going to join Luke Hayes in the well, I'm not so much going to get a Tundra, but I am going to get a dual cab Ute for my next car. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, four-wheel drive cars for the snow make a bit more sense, I think.
Yeah, and I think do you remember? And this is probably a story less known to the people in chat, but how we stacked the snowboard bags on top of the Forester.
Oh yeah. That wasn't the best solution. Like I said, it was actually I can't remember whether it was after that or maybe it already had the roof pod, but it was definitely that experience that kind of inspired me to put the roof pod on the Jimny for sure.
All right, and we've got Luke Hayes going. I dare you to speak at the gym. Dare you to speak at the Jimny like this. Oh, there's a giant trout.
Yeah, we're here. It really is, and it's here hanging out in its very ample pond.
That water looks a little too clean.
Yeah, there actually looks like there's a hose in there. They're like filling it up right now.
That's pretty good.
Oh, emptying it out. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got the weather it looks like we've got weather down here that's blowing through from the south, so that might be making its way up to you, Chuck.
The trout guy over here. He's got it sorted. He's telling me that they're taking water out. I'm going, I don't know. She looks a bit dry to me.
And then Luke Hayes has gone snow chains. That's why you're taking the Jimny. No need to put snow chains on a four-wheel drive.
Yeah, I actually, you know what? I actually do. There she is in the background. It's actually a pretty big fish. I actually do own a set of snow chains for the Jimny, that fit it just in case, because the stock tires that I still have the stock tires, and the car's nearly 6 years old. But that's another.
That's
but
so bad.
the car has done less than 30,000 kilometers since new since it was bought in 2015. Just do the math on that. It's about to click over probably on this trip 29,000 kilometers.
Jeez, that's pretty good. So, okay, we're going to catch up on these comments here. I am waiting for the DWCP podcast featuring Bad Riders. Don't worry, that's in the works too. Luke?
It's actually going to happen. So if Adam buys, and thank you for reading the chat, by the way, it's going to be a bit easier for you to read it, seeing as I'm out and about still. But
Right.
yeah, no, if Adam buys his plane ticket to Newcastle, we're going to record that podcast when he comes up. He's coming up for the weekend, and I think the things that are on the agenda are some go karting, and filming / recording a podcast.
Yeah, I've got the helmet the black helmet up over my shoulder there. That's ready for the pod. That's ready for some go karting action.
Yeah, it's happening.
That's it. And then Luke Hayes is gone. You're on the money, Chuck. Just looking at new boots.
Yeah, no, I thought because he's got some Burton boots that they don't actually make anymore, but I think they're very similar to the Imperials, like the ones that I have, like the I can't remember what.
So kind of softish boots.
Yeah, Imperials. Yeah. It's kind of on the softer side of medium for sure.
Medium, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, and then Robert Fowler's gone. I had fun driving my old RX-8 up to Mount Ruapehu when it was snowing. I can one-up you. I had a Supra that I took up to Mount Buller on a storm day and got stuck up there for 3 hours because they closed the roads.
Oh my god, a Supra!
Yeah.
Did it have nice mags on it? You putting chains on that thing or what?
Yeah, it had two 285 wide tires on the rear, and I had to get snow chains to fit them as well.
Oh, that's the cutest thing.
That was hilarious. The guy that was fitting them up when I hired them, they
look at your little coat. Yeah. Oh, so he's separated from his family, is he?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, they've got it. All right, he's going over there. Hello. So distracting.
Meanwhile, my dog's
I can
sitting
zoom.
outside in the rain. What?
I didn't know I could zoom on this.
Yeah. But yeah,
Sweet.
no, so yeah.
Sorry, the dogs are very distracting. Let's
absolutely.
get back.
Yeah, so I had my Supra. That was hilarious. Yay, the big trout, go and get me something from the bakery, says Luke Hayes.
Oh, it's the bakery. I was actually, one of the reasons I was walking over here was to see if I wanted to get a burger from the takeaway, but I don't think it's open. I think everything's shut with the fair. But if the bakery's still open, I'd definitely get something from there.
And Robert Fowler's gone, the trap looks even more giant.
Yeah. It's decently big. Like, I don't know, what is it? It's probably it's got to be like 8 or 9 meters high, surely, something like that.
Yeah, and sort of following on with that, Luke Hayes has gone. Looks like the color of the trout is very fresh. Has it been repainted?
Holy shit! Here's the wind. There's a random storage bin that's being blown towards me, or at least it was. Sorry, what was that question?
It looks like the color on the fresh is very fresh on the trout. Has it been repainted?
Yeah. No. There's actually, if I spin the camera around, you can see
well maintained.
You can see some bits on it that are where the paint's kind of like flaked off.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's it. That's the bottom of the chat, Chuck.
We've reached the bottom of the chat.
Yeah.
And we've also reached the takeaway, which is definitely closed. But Luke's on it. The bakery here at Adaminaby actually goes pretty hard. I've loved everything I've ever had from here. I used to stop here on my way through back in the old days when I used to work corporate and drive around the state. I'd stop here just to go to the bakery. I'd actually leave. I'd leave the Hume Highway to take a trip that definitely takes an extra 2 hours to drive just to go to the bakery at Adaminaby.
That's good, and it's always good to do a bit of a road trip like that. I do the same with Beechworth. It's a bit further out than what I imagine that I can't even say it, but Adaminaby.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's actually Oh no. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd go that far for a yeah. There
Oh,
we go.
it's spelled like that with your name in it.
Adaminaby. Yeah, it's got my name in it. I was going to say Adaminaby, Adam and Adaminaby.
But no, but that bakery is
no bakery for you today, Chuck. So what's plan B for dinner tonight?
definitely closed. I don't know actually. Because when I was driving up here, it was or driving down here technically. It was Good Friday, so I realised that nothing was open.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a loaf of bread from the servo and some beef jerky, which I've already eaten. And they actually had Riverina jerky in a food truck down here, and I was going to buy some of that, but then I came to the live stream, so that's off the table too. I don't know. I think I've got a tin of baked beans or something back in the van. I might eat that.
I've got honey mustard chicken for dinner tonight myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, all right. Well, I'd like to thank you again. A special thank you to Luke Hayes and to Robert Fowler for hanging around for this long, listening to us just talk drivel. But I'm glad I like this format because you guys can participate in our discussion. And this is actually what you're witnessing right now is something that usually just happens privately between Adam and myself. Semi-regularly.
I was going to say we usually nerd out a bit more over certain topics, but we should kind of keep it a bit tame today.
We did keep it a little bit more general, but no, I'd like to thank everyone for coming along to the live stream, especially you guys for staying to the end. Anyone who so we're probably gonna call it now after it's been an hour and 20 something minutes. The fair is completely packed up. Although it looks like interestingly enough, it looks like the curly potato sword place is still going. There's still a dude in there. I think they might be.
That might be plan C for dinner tonight, Chuck. If you can't get
Yeah,
anything to go with the
get a
baked
bunch
beans.
of curly potatoes. But no, thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already, appreciate you liking the video. If let's face it, you're already subscribed if you're still watching at this point. So thank you.
Just don't unsubscribe and we're cool.
I was going to say, this. If I keep dribbling on like this, then I'm probably going to have some people unsubscribe. But no, appreciate everyone for coming, and thank you, Adam, for joining us and for being my moderator and co-host and comment reader. I appreciate you doing all of those things.
I was going to say, we've got one more comment to sort of come through because apparently Robert Fowler feels like he's creeping in on someone's FaceTime call. So
yeah. It does have those vibes, doesn't it? Anyway,
absolutely.
It looks like the general store is still open.
Let's go.
So I feel like I'm in there. So the answer to whatever's for dinner tonight is probably in there. Yeah. Luke Hayes. Actually, Luke, I'll see if I can find some, mate.
Yeah.
You know how much you know how much I love Pop-Tarts. But in any case, I know that El Stacker is going to go live on Sunday, or that's going to be like Monday, Australia time. But so you guys should join that. I don't know who's going to be on there with him. It's probably not going to be me because I'm going to be going to the top of Mount Kosciuszko on that day, and I don't think there's. I think I have like 6 hours of no phone service at all, which is part of the reason why I'm up there. Actually, the only place, interestingly enough, that I do get phone service on that hike is right at the top.
And that's where you send the selfie from, and then walk
That's where the
all
thing.
the way back
I
down.
think they've got a tower there just so that people can send selfies, and then you're out of then you're out of the world for ages. So, I don't know if I actually do get a half decent phone reception. Maybe I do like a mini live stream from up there, or maybe I could try and time it so that El Stacker can go live and I'll join him, or maybe he's got someone else going live with him. I don't know, but anyway, support El Stacker, support go
Support
to his
Chuck
live
Van.
stream.
Support Chuck Van.
And I haven't been editing much videos since I've been back, but I do have a bunch of chairlift chats that I did edit, but before while I was still in the States. So maybe I'll post one of those tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get some videos
And,
up, Chuck.
yeah. Um, Luke says, thanks for letting us join in your private conversations. Thanks, boys. Have a wonderful day. You too, bro. I hope you find
Yeah.
some boots. And remember, the boot chooses the rider, not the other way around.
Yeah, actually, that's good advice. See you
Be
guys.
It's just like the Harry Potter wands, mate. Be excellent to each other. Stay beautiful. See you in the next one soon. Well, it might be a while, but who knows? You can never tell.
All right.
Ciao.
See ya.